Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We're glad you could be here. We're excited. We're thrilled for week 3. We got 2 weeks under our belt. Kevin, are you going to join us? Or are you just going to drink? Well, anyway, what was I saying? Welcome, guys. Some of you guys are doing good. Some of you guys are doing bad. Some of us are in the middle.
How can I be 1-1 and feel this bad, Dave?
Well, it's not good.
Okay.
That's I would rather have a win under my belt, but I
Wait.
I don't.
Are you 0-2?
I am. I'm in 11th place.
Why do I feel worse than you?
I have scored 40 total points more than you, and I don't have 7 spots of the same team that scores 9 points in a week.
Well, but thanks. I mean, the fact that you're 0-2 does lift me up just a little bit. I feel a little.
That's what I'm here
for. Welcome to the podcast. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah, But we got the usual things to cover.
Well, hey, not everybody's a loser. There's got to be somebody that did well this week. Do you have an award you want to give out?
I do, and I'm going a touch off script because historically, it's not always the high point winner that gets this. There's other factors involved, and this week I got to give it to somebody that was dead last week and jumped all the way up to made a run for high points, and that is Hillbilly to Miller time in 1 week time. Andy, good job, Andy.
Last week rebound.
You sucked. Big rebound. I think you scored 100 and something. You won your week. Good job, Andy. Low expectations. Raise them. That's what I'm saying. So Good job, Andy.
Yeah, he did. I mean, ESPN was high on him week 1, so maybe that was a fluke that he did so bad.
Yeah, I'm not real sure what happened, but I think, especially with it wasn't his top draft picks that did it. Not all of them anyway. But he had some good scores across the board, up and down. So good job, Andy. We're proud of you. Don't do it again.
All right. And that leads us to our second award. And this is the Hillbilly Harrison Hillbilly of the Week, Dave. And I would like to present this to...
I love it. It's back.
Myself.
That is... Why? Okay, can you give a recap of why you deserve it?
Well, I scored less than 50 points.
You did.
You did? I have several players from Jacksonville on my team, and I think that team scored less than 10 total points in a game.
I think so, yes.
Yeah. I mean, no touchdowns.
That does put a damper on the week.
Yeah,
and then I would say the mask is deserved just because you had a chance to.
And
I can't keep up with his team name, but it's beating something. But I think it was beating off All Church Service, and you couldn't do that. And he only scored 60 points, and you still couldn't beat him.
I could have won. I could have played a quarterback that played a quarter of the game.
Yeah.
And I could have beat Junior.
Yes. You let Junior squeak by. So that gives him what he thinks is just cause to gripe about not being on the top 10 list, even though he squeaked by with a win. And he's got as few points as you do total overall.
You're depressing me again. Hold on. Oh, Dave. Yeah, it was tough. So, all right, well, let's just do a little recap of last week. We had you touched on a few of them, but high points goes to.
We were a little worried last week that Travis with his quarterback running back combo were going to be dangerous, and boy, it's proven true, isn't it?
I want to go on record of saying that before the season ever started, we did a podcast before week 1, and I said I think Travis has got the most dangerous team out there, and I think that it's gonna be that way for most of the season.
I think we knew Thursday night it wasn't looking good for us when he starts off with his tight end getting 18.
Yeah.
And none of his big guys had even played. It's like, all right, you get 18 from your tight end and you have Mahomes and McCaffrey still to go. You think it's going to be a good week.
Yeah. And so Brennan never stood a chance. I mean, Brennan's team is a dumpster fire, and it continues to get worse. Chubb's on IR.
Did you realize? I guess I saw it on some kind of social media that the last 3 Monday night games, football games, if you count back to last season, somebody pretty much died on the field.
Yeah.
Rodgers shreds his Achilles, and now Chubb rips his knee again. Don't play on Monday night.
Can't wait for Monday. That'll be great for the Bengals.
Oh no. Oh yes, they play. So which Ram is it going to be that has a career-ending injury?
I hope it's not my new guy. So
yeah, or you have 2 of them. It could be. You got the odds are not stacked in your favor.
No. All right. So now let's go to this was an epic showdown. You had Andy versus Ed.
Man, that turned out to be and it was back and forth. It really wasn't until it took 2 Steeler defensive touchdowns to really keep Andy above it. Ed was not going away.
Ed gets the loss, which is tough for him. But I look at Ed's team and I think if he can fill out a lineup every week.
Yeah. Well, and he doesn't. He's got choices. Some of us don't. He can pick between, running backs. He can pick between receivers. That's a good place to be.
Yeah. And it looks like I called Brian's bad beat a little too soon.
Yeah.
The one that ended up with the bad beat was Rademacher.
Yeah, that was a close. Look at that, 99.5 to 100.9.
Najee Harris is just terrible at running the football.
He's not dying. He did have a big breakout, in the third or fourth quarter. He broke off for one, but it was just too little.
Yeah.
Too late, and because he wasn't doing that good, that Warren guy that's been on my bench he looked great.
Yeah. Tell me about your matchup with Adam. How did that go?
Oh man, I wanted to blame who that I left somebody on my bench, but then I looked at his bench and he had a couple spots that if he would have picked, he would have blew me away, and he didn't. Yeah. So I dodged a couple bullets, and then he does then I thought I was good. I thought I'll at least force him to start a defense, and there were 2 defenses that went -3.
Yeah.
So, and another one that went -2. So I was at 94.8 until that Hail Mary that Russell Wilson threw, and that made my Washington defense go down. And so it took me down to 91.8. And so he didn't have to start a defense. And it turns out he would have got 10 more points. So the only bright side is maybe when the season's over,
10 points will come back to haunt him.
What if those 10 points come back? They probably won't. It won't matter. It could matter in seeding though at the end. It could make the difference to who he plays and who he doesn't. But that's my only thing. I've scored 90 2 weeks in a row. I think I'm 7th. I'm just out of the top 6 in total points, and I'm 0-2. So
So
what can you do?
We had Lee versus Rennie. Man,
that was a battle too.
Yeah. Rennie loses Saquon for a while.
And I think if he, I don't know if he would have got 50 more yards. I can't remember when he got hurt, what point in the game, but it's not out of the question that he would have got, 50 more yards or a touchdown or something if he stayed healthy the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So that's a killer. But Lee, man, he's 2 weeks in a row. He's putting up good numbers. He's on top. I guess that's why you have his picture in the
I guess so. 10. Yeah. Yeah. And then we've got Me versus Junior, we kind of talked about it. That was
I
couldn't
even think of anything to say on the write-up about it. I was like,
Yeah.
there's nothing even worthy to talk about.
No, I mean, his defense with -3, my defense with -2. The only plus for me is that Kyren Williams is going to be the starting running back in LA, and I can plug him in to what's been a terrible Dalvin Cook. So
yeah, I mean, there's a few. If there's a boat full of running back draft regrets, I'm in there with you.
Yeah.
Because in hindsight, somehow I knew Waller would come back to haunt me, and it's not because of the way he's playing. He's doing halfway decent, but I really needed in that round where I picked Waller, I should have picked another running back that I could plug in right away and not picked guys that might be good down the road, because I put too many eggs in Pierce's basket and he sucks.
Yeah.
For Houston, he can't.
So, well, Dave, when we do this podcast, you love to flex your football muscle and show me how dumb I am and how I don't know players' names, and and then I appreciate it though, because I end up then picking those guys up, and they'll maybe they'll help me.
Where would you be without Puka Nacua?
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you for that. So we're going to play Name That Player. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you some stat lines.
Okay.
I'll give you a position. Okay.
Okay.
And then you will tell me who that player is. Okay.
And I'm nervous. It's going to really reveal me.
Okay. Where would you now we got to go on the honor system. You're not going to go pulling up any
Here's my phone. I'll turn it over.
Yeah.
I'll put my hands up here.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with the running back position. All right. This player has 16 rushing attempts for 74 yards, 0 touchdowns, 3 receptions for 2 yards, and no touchdowns. Who is this player, Dave?
And he's a running back?
And he's a running back.
And he started for somebody's team.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Josh Jacobs.
Nope, this is the none and other than Najee Harris.
Oh, we've already talked about him. Okay.
All right. How about this guy? He has 37 rushes for 146 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 3 receptions for 49 yards, and a receiving touchdown, all in just 2 games.
Kenneth Walker from Seattle?
No, Brian Robinson Jr., the number 2 scoring running back in fantasy football right now. All right, Dave, let's move to wide receiver. This wide receiver has 12 catches for 237 yards and 2 touchdowns in just 2 games so far this season.
12 catches for how many yards?
237 and 2 TDs.
I feel like you're giving me the obvious, but it can't be the obvious of Jefferson. So I'll go Keenan Allen.
Nope, this is Mike Evans, the number 2 wide receiver in fantasy points so far this season, right behind Tyreek Hill, who is number 1. All right, how about this wide receiver? He's got 9 catches, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Nine catches, 122 yards, and 1 touchdown. Man, it's like right in the middle of being.
Yeah, he's right in the middle of everything.
Right in the middle of being really good, and like that could be 1 game, but if it's 2 games,
I'll give you a hint. He should be a number 1. He was drafted as a number 1 wide receiver on a team, but I wouldn't say that he's performing that way so far.
Devontae Adams.
That's DK Metcalf.
Oh, my guy.
Yeah.
He's got me 10 points every game, but
Yeah. So, all right, let's talk about a tight end here.
Okay.
5 receptions 45 yards, 1 touchdown so far in 2 games. Pretty pedestrian numbers.
It's got to be somebody that's starting. We'll go Ingram.
Mark Andrews.
Oh man, he did it all in one game though, right?
He did it all. I mean, look at. I mean, where was he selected? And I don't know where he was selected in the draft, but everybody talked about him being pass on Kelce, get the value pick, which is Mark Andrews.
But I think
he'll probably bounce
part of the draft
back,
scare was that he was banged up before the draft.
Yeah.
We all knew that. We didn't. Yeah.
All right, one more tight end. 11 catches, 108 yards, and 2 touchdowns for a tight end in 2 fantasy appearances.
Hunter Henry?
Hey, Dave, you got one. All right. How about this quarterback, Dave? Ooh. He's got 641 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Leads the league in passing yards, if you want to know that.
I will go Stafford.
That is right, Matthew Stafford. All right. How about this quarterback? 396 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and no interceptions.
Yeah, that would be the best quarterback that Green Bay will ever have, Jordan Love.
That is right. All right. And last but not least, 510 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Tua?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, dang.
Threw them all in one game.
Yeah, that's true. I've watched all those.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, you came on strong at the end, Dave.
The quarterback,
that player. Thanks for playing along.
I still feel like Kenneth Walker's stats are pretty close to that, but I could be wrong. To Brian Robinson's, because he had a really good week 1, but yeah, I'm.
Well, here I'll pull up Kenneth Walker's stats.
See how it compares to Robinson. How far behind is he?
Let me pull it up.
He's had a pretty good couple games.
Scoring running backs. Wait,
this is good podcast time right here. Searching for stuff.
Yep. Availability on rosters. All right. So Brian Robinson has scored 39.5 points. And who'd you say?
Kenneth Walker. I guess he's a lot farther down than I thought. He's only at 24.
Yeah. He's only got 24 points. So
I think he had a good week 1. I didn't pay my. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 29 attempts for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. It doesn't tell me his receiving, just when I'll have to use it on the computer to pull up all the stuff. But no, Dave, Kenneth Walker is not even close to the stats
I was dead wrong.
Robinson has.
Dead. Boy, we spend all this time on the draft thinking about the stud running backs, and you think that like after week 2 it'd be most of the people that were drafted in the first and second round would be the guys that are leading up here. But boy, look at that. You got Robinson Williams, Mostert,
Pollard,
and then Algier, who's a backup. The top 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Montgomery. You go. How many of those top 10? Only a few, at least half. Like Robinson, McCarthy, Pollard. He was probably second round, and Barkley and Henry. So 5 half were not projected to be doing what they're doing.
All right, Dave. So first matchup, going by your standards that we've got for.
I haven't had a chance to do anything for
no write-ups yet.
No, not yet.
Stay
not
tuned
for week 3.
That. But we've got Lee versus Brian, and actually Lee's not predicted to score that much. I mean, he could make some adjustments. He might throw Algier in there. over White, but you never know. And Goff has been outperforming his projections. So, but Lamar seems like he's kind of finding his groove a little bit.
Yeah, he's been fine. I don't think Russell Wilson's going to be pushing him for playing time anytime soon.
Breece Hall might be a problem for
that's been running, like he had that. He looked so good week 1, and then a 0.9. That's a killer.
Yeah.
You know, that's just, we had a lot. I pointed out some of the bad running back play, including mine was in there too, but some of the disappointing running back plays of like Jacobs and
but Brian Brees. Does have Brian Robinson Jr. on his team, so
he likes those Bryans.
Yeah. So that might help him out, but you never know. So, and would he consider going to would he consider letting Russell cook at some point in time?
I mean, his stats are skewed with that Hail Mary pass that gave he didn't do anything the whole game much beyond that.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Who do you want? I mean, do we want Lee to be 3-0 and dominating?
No. I'm pulling for Brian all day long. So
just to give us a chance.
I mean, I love you, Lee. Don't come after
to win
me.
The league.
Yeah. Don't come after me, Lee. But yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. That'll be a good one. Let's see where we want to go next. Let's find Travis here. Yeah, he's going up against me. So no matter how, I mean, Travis is predicted to score 130. I mean, I looked at mine.
Yeah, you got the 102.
Yeah, 102. I was like, oh man, that feels. Oh wait, Travis is predicted to score 113.
So you score half that, not even half that last week, and they think that you're going to get there. Are you going with Richardson? Is he back? I haven't looked at your lineup. I guess you don't have to decide right now, but
yeah, he's in concussion protocol right now. But man,
but would you be tempted over?
I would be
Trevor's
tempted.
Pretty darn good. I don't know what's going on with him. Like he was supposed to. This was supposed to be his year, breakout year.
Well, and nobody fixes problems like Houston, so maybe that could be a good matchup for him. So
but it kind of looks like you've given up on Cook for a while until he.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Dave, like things that have to really break my way to beat Travis. I mean, I think I've already talked about my love affair with this team this year.
Yeah.
But I'm just Jonathan Taylor cannot start playing football soon enough for me.
Yeah, that would help.
Yeah.
Because I don't see. I mean, the rest of your bench, Cook would have to have a resurgence. Kirk, you might need to replace him at some point. Penny would need to get 2 people in front of him hurt. Yeah. Bourne is going to be hit and miss all season because they got like 3 guys that are the same guy.
They do, yeah. It's like, well, even like, there was like Bourne, Smith-Schuster,
Barker, Devontae, like they're all the same.
Yeah, yeah. Pick your poison. They're all going to probably get like 7 points. So, but man, Travis is stacked. Obviously, Mahomes, McCaffrey, Waddle. So Lockett.
His tight end. Yeah. His tight end could get half as many points as he did last week, and it would still be good.
Yeah.
A 9 spot for a tight end this year.
I thought you were going to say his tight end could get half the points that I score for the whole week.
He could do that as well. He could do that. But we kind of the same as Brian Lee. We kind of need you to win one here, because we can't let anybody go 3-0 and run away with this.
Everybody but Travis should be rooting for me because we do not need him running away with this.
Figure out how Travis can go wrong, and I don't.
All right. Big matchup here because Rennie's standing is misleading. Him versus Adam. Adam has not blown the world away with his scoring yet, so
he's faced a couple people like me and somebody else that didn't really score in the hundreds. So
now Rennie does have an issue with the fact that none of his running backs are scheduled to play this week.
Well, that's a minor detail.
Now, Cam Akers going to Minnesota will end up helping him in the long run, right?
Did that happen?
Yeah.
I didn't see. I was driving all day today, so.
Yeah, that's what vaulted Williams, my running back, into securing for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he had already kind of taken it over, but
so that kind of makes Ratty's pick of Madison take a little hit.
Well,
he hadn't been doing anything, but
yeah, I mean, I think that again, like Rennie's going to see the fruit from that maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
but I think it will be a benefit for him down the road.
So I didn't see either. Did Cleveland sign Hunt?
They did.
Okay.
Yep. So he's got to be one of the most sought after waiver wire picks this week.
Will he like? You just wonder if there's no way he plays. He can't play Sunday, can he? You can't join a team and.
Ford's the other kid that probably will take.
He looked halfway decent, but I don't know that. I mean, that Hunt is. I mean, that would be pretty quick to join a team and play the first Sunday. Although he knows the offense.
Yeah, but somebody's going to try to pick him up.
But then do you pick up both? Who do you pick up, him or Ford? Or I mean, you don't really know what's going to go there. Neither one of them are going
to. I will just guess that somebody's going to pick up both of those guys this week.
Probably, yeah. I mean, well, because there's enough of us that are struggling at running back. We have to take some chances on somebody. But I don't know what's going to pan out there because it could be that they use them both and neither one of them get us to as many carries as what Chubb would have got.
And you don't want to talk. I mean, we're only 2 weeks in, but for Rennie, it's got to feel like a must win. Like he can't go 0-3. Nobody wants to start the season 0-3.
Is Jones that he's iffy, isn't he? That would be a big help if Aaron Jones can play for Rennie. Yeah, because that'd be one less spot he has to try to figure out.
Yeah, so. Right now he's trending towards playing, but anything could happen.
And I would think that they would want him to because Dylan did nothing. So
yeah. So then we've got you versus Ed. Now, normally,
there's been years where I thought that was a gimme.
You don't feel that way this week?
No, not at all.
Well, and just looking down Ed's lineup right now, he really doesn't have to swap anybody out, so that's bad news for you.
He can't really make any mistakes. There's nobody, even Cooper proved that he was healthy. So the only thing I can hope for is Washington offense to suddenly score 50 points.
Yeah, he probably should put Mostert in the lineup, but that's his call. I mean, Stevenson and Mostert is probably a coin flip, but Mostert's been trending up, so.
I hate to downplay a Purdue guy, but he's sticking Rondale Moore in there, and Arizona's hasn't really been that scary. But Cooper and Flowers have made making up for that. So no, I don't like his lineup at all.
No, you probably would like for DK to put up number 1 wide receiver numbers.
Yeah, I kind of didn't like that Lockett got all the touchdowns.
Yeah,
that was not fun. So I need a week for him, and my Robinson has been, well worth drafting him at number 5. He's been my only, my only hit. I'm toying with, I put him in there for now, but whether I give up on Pierce or try to get some, Warren fell forward more yards than what Pierce has got all season.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'll stick with. It used to be you don't play anybody against Buffalo offense, like the defense. But now he's throwing picks and any of those could be taken back for a touchdown. It's like, so I'm tempted. I don't know. I guess I'll see what defenses are out there. But my hand.
I heard Ratty might be looking to dump the Dallas defense, so maybe you can pick them up off the waivers.
And I know Justin Fields wants to be a pocket passer, but that's not why I picked him.
Things are not going well in Chicago.
I get that he wants to run less, and that's fine. But he only ran 4. Granted, he did get a touchdown. It was like a 1-yard touchdown, and that was early in the game. I thought, okay, and he only ran 3 more times after that. Like every quarterback runs at least once for a scramble and gets 10 yards. He didn't even do that.
Maybe he doesn't want to end up like Indy's quarterback and
I guess
broken in half.
That might be, but so I can't let that go on too. he had 20 points, over 20, until the last 2 minutes of the game, and he had a 2 picks and a fumble or something, and I lost a ton of points.
Dave, you don't have a backup quarterback on your bench.
No, I don't, and that was deliberate. And there's plenty of guys out there that are scoring better than him.
Yeah.
So I don't know that this is the week for me to give up on him, but we'll see.
Yeah. Now we've got the battle of the brother-in-laws, and this does not look like a fair fight.
Well,
Ratty versus Brennan with no
Ratty's
Nick
team
Chubb.
was more banged up, but they still have Madison projected at 11.9, and that's he has not looked like an 11.9 scorer, too much.
Yeah.
But you don't need it when you got Tua, Higgins, Hill, Goddard. Well, Goddard hasn't really been doing that much. I thought he would, and the Cowboys D that can score 20 points for you. Yeah, I think Brennan's in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, Brennan's hope right now is to plug in Ty Chandler at running back for Nick Chubb. That's not good.
I would think that the person he's going to start is currently on the waiver wire.
Yeah, I would
think
so
that
too.
is.
Yeah. I don't even know. Will it pull up what his I can't get to him right now, what his waiver spot is, but I'm hoping he gets a good running back.
Yeah, he is. I had it. Ratty was 10. He's 2. So yeah, he's got a good shot at getting whoever he wants.
Oh yeah, he'll get whoever he wants. That's good. He'll get one of Cleveland's 2 running backs.
There's other guys. I mean,
it's also Brennan's wedding week. He's getting married on Friday, so I'm pulling for him.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to go 0-3.
I guess the only thing he could maybe benefit from losing Chubb is that they might have to throw more. Yeah. So Watson might get more, and Watson might have to tuck and run more.
So our last matchup is Low Expectations versus Off While Stealing Viagra.
How many name change? What's the over under on total name changes for Junior?
I think he's trying to set it up with so I work in a church, and so there was something to do with churches. Andy's a pharmacist, so
I can't wait till he plays me. It's going to have something to do with pest control.
Yes. What's he going to do when he plays Rennie?
I mean, he's got CrossFit, he's got tanning, he's got plenty of options. He's got being a gigolo,
Yeah, like all the different things.
Being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff.
Yeah. ESPN does not like Junior's team very much.
Well, so on that note, Junior didn't really agree with the top 10 list, did he?
He did not. And
he thought he should be at least above you.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like we're
so I was wondering where you put yourself, because I put you 10.
Yeah, and I put myself 10 only because I hate Junior, and
I debated, but in my caveat was that on my list to you, I really don't think that 8 through 12 deserves to be mentioned.
Yeah.
I wanted to stop at 7.
Table scraps here, Junior. Like none of us deserve.
I wanted to stop at
list.
7. I was like, 8. There is no 8 or 9 or 10 that's worth mentioning right now. So
yeah.
But you and Junior have 40 less points than a couple of us that haven't won, or that me anyway.
That's your own fault.
Yeah, I guess so. But so he couldn't have. Maybe he thought he should have been above me because he's got a win, but he probably just thought he should be above you for sure because he beat you.
Yeah, head to head.
Yeah, he did remind that. There was a reason besides him just being Junior.
Well, his team's really bad.
I think it was when I had to make the decision. I didn't know anything about whether Burrow was going to play or not, and I thought if he doesn't play, and I wasn't sure about Eckler coming back, and might not look real good.
We still don't know if he's going to play or not, right?
Yeah. And then, he's got. You can pick some holes in his lineup with, I think Gibbs has a good shot of having an upgrade because he's probably going to get more carries. But man, Kansas City, if you're not Kelce, whatever running back or wide receiver, it's a crapshoot to pick. So who's going to do anything? And then Garrett Wilson now has a Zach Wilson throwing to him.
No, he scored 60 points last week. That's on me for not beating him. I should have. That was like kind of a perfect storm with what happened with Jacksonville, but I will go out on a limb and say that I'm going to outscore Junior's team 3/4 of the season. So if I'm wrong and I lose this week and he wins and beats Andy, right up, he's going to shoot up that ladder, but I don't see that happening. I see one of us being 2-1 and one of us being 1-2.
Yeah.
So I think that Andy's found himself a little magic here. I think that got that week 1 kind of monkey off his back, and now I think ESPN probably has it right.
So we must have both agreed to put Ratty above Adam, even though
I'm sure. Yeah, so I don't have it in front of me. I had written out mine, and so it was. I mean, really, if things that I was basing on, like, I'm not against Adam's team. I mean, I did call him evil, but that, that's fine. I really just think that his team has been subpar. I mean, he's gotten
the wins.
He's gotten the wins, but they haven't been, has he broken 100 yet?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and this isn't comparing.
No,
my team's terrible. Yeah. Okay, I'm not trying, but like, I think that there's flaws for me. In his team.
The Tua Hill combo kind of puts Ratty over the edge, I think.
Yeah, I think that
now.
I think that.
But another win and a loss, obviously, Adam will jump right back up. But man, it's going to be tough to get Lee and Travis. Even one loss isn't going to really knock them down too far, unless they get down into your range of scoring. Then that's gonna that would hurt. But I don't see that happening.
That was painful, Dave. I don't think it was necessary.
Well, half mask, you can wear it. If it fits.
Yeah, if the mask fits, wear it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this?
Do you have a whole roster of those masks for Reds players?
Gosh. So I worked from home today, not like Rennie, where like I was at the game and worked from. I was here working, but I did turn the game on, and 3/4 of it were really good, and then it wasn't. And that's 14 strikeouts is.
He deserved a win.
Yeah.
They should have scored a few more Great American Insurance runs.
Yeah.
For him. And then Diaz, is that who came in and blew it? That's the worst. You walk one of the fastest guys, the best beast stealer, and then he gets the
and
third,
then you let him steal second and third on you.
And then I still had hope that, like, all right, they'll end the inning and then there'll be a walk off. But then when they got the 2-run lead, it was like, no.
Yeah. It's so deflating when that happens. I mean, they've done it before, but it's just so. Well, Monday Night Football, Dave, we get the Bengals.
Yeah, and only one game this week, right?
Bengals versus Rams. Is that what we have?
Yeah, it could. If Burrow's healthy, a good shot at a shootout, maybe. I mean, the Bengals have been holding teams to less passing yards, but I mean, 2-week sample size. I don't know what to make of that. You have to think that the Bengals need to start off a little quicker. Boy, he was finding Higgins and stuff in the fourth quarter, but
anemic first half in both games.
Just bad.
Yeah.
Horrible. So I mean, the Rams have been able to score points, so but they need this win. What's the stat? Did you see the stat that only one team has started 0-3 and made the playoffs since 2002 or something?
Did you see the other stat where like in his career he's like 2-1-7 or something in the first 2 weeks or something?
Yeah. But the 0-3 of 99.9%, you don't make the playoffs in the last since 2002 is pretty, like, those are tough stats to overcome. So
yeah,
like
who
that.
plays tomorrow night?
Giants, right? Maybe not. It is. Why is it not coming up? There's like 12 people watching this that know already.
San Francisco versus New York.
Yeah.
49ers versus the Giants.
So do the Giants
Brock Purdy
without Barkley score any points?
I hope not. I hope Ayuk gets loose.
Because they have a bunch of receivers that are interchangeable, and now I don't know who's going to play running back. My only hope is that Waller goes 15 for 150.
How excited are you to watch Steelers versus Raiders on Sunday Night Football?
Is that what that is? Oh.
Yes. Gosh. You can't make this stuff up.
I mean, the Steelers defense has been fun to watch, but I thought Pickens was going to be they were touting it as this, they had a great preseason training camp, and they were going to make some waves. Heard all these people talking, and so far it's not been that.
Yeah.
Offense has struggled. The defense has bailed them out big time. The other thing I probably heard, in different, when you drive a lot and you switch it between 1360 and 1530, and you hear lots of different sports talk, I probably heard different people saying almost it was like 7 or 8 different teams calling them elite defenses. And like my definition, I always thought elite was like, rare territory, like, a small like a number of people would be called elite, but there's like 7 or 8 teams that different people are like, oh, the Cowboys are elite, Jets elite defense, Kansas City
49ers.
Elite defense, 49ers elite defense, couple others I've heard.
I think in today's NFL, if you can hold a team under 30, you're probably considered elite.
I guess so.
But football, there's been a lot of low scores in football games so far. So, like, I feel like that we're in a place right now where, like, yes, you have the negatives. Like, would we say there was like 4 defenses that went negative on Sunday or over the weekend, or maybe more?
It was at least 3 or 4, and there was a 0.
Yeah.
And then there were, I think you looked at it took 9 teams to add up the total of what Steelers got.
Yeah.
And that was with Adam not starting one.
Yeah. So, all right, Dave. Well, everyone, good luck in week 3. Dave, thanks for joining us from Evansville.
Yeah.
I hope they never find the bodies. So.
Fair enough. All right, we'll see y'all.
All right.
Even
thanks.
You, Junior. We love you.